Everyone, this is Yamini Saini. Today we are going to do Class 9 Subject English Movements book, chapter number 5, The Happy Prince. So this chapter was written by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is the author of this chapter. So Oscar Fingal O'Flaherty Wills Wilde was an Irish poet and playwright. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, the early 1890s saw him become one of the most popular playwright in London. सो जो ऑस्कर वाइल्ड हैं उनको अपने जो फेम है वो कब मिली इन 1890. ही वॉज बॉर्न ऑन 16 October 1854 इन वेस्टलैंड रो डुबलिन आयरलैंड and he died on 30 November 1900 in Paris, that is France. So he had written many short stories and plays. So some of them I have written over here. So short stories: The Canterville Ghost, The Selfish Giant, The Portrait of Mr. W.H. Lord, Arthurville, Salvay's Crime, and many more. So plays by him: The Importance of Being Earnest, Salome, An Idle Husband, Lady Windermere's Fan, all these are his famous plays, and he had written many more. So now let us come to the question answer of this chapter. Page number is 36 in your NCERT book. So question number 1. Why do the courtiers call the prince the happy prince? Is he really happy? What does he see all around him? So जो courtier है वो prince को happy prince क्यों कहते थे? Because the prince never knew what sorrow or suffering was, and that is why the courtiers called him the happy prince. Another question is he really happy? So but he was not really happy. And why so? And what he is able to see around him? So he saw the miserable condition of people around him, which makes him sad from inside. Okay, now let us see the question number 2. Why does the happy prince send a ruby for seamstress? What does the swallow do in the seamstress house? So how swallow helped him, helped her, so that is we are going to talk about it. So the seamstress was tired due to overwork. She was so poor that she could not buy oranges for her little sick son. Her son was thirsty. The happy prince saw the poor lady and her son. He felt pity for them, so he sent a ruby for her. The swallow came to the poor woman's house and laid the ruby on the table beside her. So the bird fanned the boy's forehead with wings and he flew back to the happy prince. So this is the moment, or this is the gesture which was done by the swallow. So this is how he helped her, that is the seamstress. Now question number 3. For whom does the prince send the sapphires and why? The playwright was very poor. He was incapable of buying food and firewood. The prince sent the sapphires for the playwright so that he could finish a play for the director of the theatre in time. The prince sent his second sapphire to a poor match girl. Her matches had fallen into the gutter and she was afraid that her father would beat her for this loss. So she was helped by the prince by sending her the second sapphire. Now question number 4 says, what does the swallow see when it was flying over the city? So the swallow saw all categories of people. He found the rich making merry in their beautiful houses and beggars begging, sitting at the gates. So he also saw a group of wandering children who were poverty stricken. And we can mention many more also, like जो बच्चे क्लोथ्स के लिए कह रहे थे, या जो बच्चे कह रहे थे कि हमारे पास खाने के लिए नहीं है, क्लोथ्स नहीं थे, जो एक दूसरे को एम्ब्रेस कर रहे थे, जो गेटमैन से बात कर रहे थे कि उनके पास खाने के लिए नहीं है, दे आर हंग्री, देन गेटमैन उन्हें भगा देता है एंड वो फिर रेन में भाग जाते हैं. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू कैन इंक्लूड इन दिस आंसर. So now question number 5. Why did the swallow not leave the prince and go to the Egypt? तो जो swallow है वो क्यों नहीं जाती है, like पहले वो कह रही होती है कि मुझे जाना है Egypt, but why she is not going now? So ये हमें पता है कि जो prince है वो blind हो जाते हैं because he has given his sapphires to people, like to the poet and that match girl. So now he was blind, so that is why to help him, swallow stayed over there, right? So now let us see the question number 6. What are the precious things mentioned in the story? Why are they precious? So lead and heart of the Happy Prince and the dead swallow are the two precious things which are mentioned in the story, which we had done in the end, and that is the conversation between the god and angel. So they are precious as they did various deeds for the welfare of peoples and sacrificed their lives for the sake of others. So this is how you can write down your answers. So if you find something difficult in this chapter, just write it down in the comment box. I'll definitely get back to you. Till then, keep reading.